going on YouTube? This is SEL0320. I have a special guest with you. This is Sean, the man. Alright, we're going to be reviewing, what is the movie, Sean?
Wait for it.
Now you see it. Okay, y'all, we're going to go on dissect the movie in 3 different parts. We're going to talk about the acting level. We're going to talk about the scenery, the look and scope of the movie. And then we're going to talk about the story. There's a lot in this movie. It was crazy, man.
It was crazy. Actually, that was the perfect title for it because none of it you saw coming. In the beginning, the middle, the end, it was phenomenal. The actors, they couldn't have picked nobody else better to act than Morgan Freeman. And the whole cast, man, it was just off the hook.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson, Mark Ruffalo from Incredible Hulk, the gentleman that played the lead in the Facebook movie Social Network, so many different actors. Even James Franco, his younger brother, played one of the magicians. He did a really good job in it. But I guess we'll go ahead and start off and not spoil anything so far. So, okay, got the scope and the look of the movie. So everything from the sound, the visual effects. This movie, to me, I thought it was beautiful. Like, they put so much effort into all the different visual effects and the prestige of it. So it's a magician movie. So you're never thinking that, okay, what you're seeing is what's going to happen. But it's like they took it to a step level because they added technology, they added special effects, they added so many different elements to this. It was just amazing. It was on a global scale. Like, they went from New Zealand to New York to so many different locations. Man.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
Man, they even had a scene in there with Mardi Gras. They had a couple of scenes where they actually used hologram, and you know, everybody knows that's a big hit with movies nowadays. Yeah. But that actually added a whole dimension to the movie that made it more exciting because it was about magicians. So that actually put everything to the highest level possible for them to be on a big stage, and like the whole plotting and scheming behind the stuff that they were doing in the movie. I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically some of the things that they were doing in the movie, it was just so amazing, and how they actually set up the schemes and
execution. Oh my god!
Man, and the transitions into the schemes that they were doing, it was just, man.
It blows you away from the start to the beginning. The way, the look and the scope of it, and then how the actors portray their roles so well. Like, this is crazy. So, I mean, for me, I have to give it, with the whole visual effects, a 5 out of 5 for the visual effects. What did you give it for visual?
Man, that's grade A for me. I do 5 out of 5 too. Because I mean, even it didn't feature, for all of the people that like action movies. It didn't provide a whole lot of action.
But when it happened,
but when it happened, it was a boom. I mean, they get a 5 out of 5 with that too. Even though it was only probably about a couple of scenes where you really got a whole lot of action, and it was only maybe one fighting scene, which made it pretty interesting for, you know, a magician movie. You probably wouldn't expect any fighting at all, but I mean, it was off the hook, and you know, I encourage anybody to go see it. Anybody.
Yeah. So I guess the next part, we're gonna go into the acting. How was the acting based on what your idea of a magician was, and then based on how they portrayed the roles? I'll let you start off, and then I guess I'll finish off with that.
And first of all, the four
horsemen.
The 4 horsemen.
It started off like,
man, the 4 horsemen, their roles were so important in this movie that they actually end up being 3. And I won't spoil the rest of it, but it actually ended up being 3.
Yep.
And Morgan Freeman, I will say, watch his character very close in this movie, as well as the main characters in the movie that play as the police officers. You know, everybody has a big role in this movie, from the police officers to Morgan Freeman, from the guy Tressman. I will say, just pay attention to the whole movie, and you try not to figure out things before it happens, because once you think you have it figured out,
you don't. Dude, like, every actor played their role to a T. Even like the small characters, they played a vivid role into it. You had everybody from Common to Morgan Freeman to Michael Caine. Michael Caine played Tressler, where they set up a certain orchestrated event against and with him, and without his even knowing it. It was just so well thought out. But who really shined, I think, to me, which was the main cop, the FBI agent Mark Ruffalo. His character, he's trying to track down and figure out what's going on with these guys. Okay, if you've seen the movie trailer, of course you know they do this vivid trick where they steal money, and you think they just stole it for this reason, but then you find out other things are going on that's revolve around. There's a prestige behind everything that they do. And then you got everybody from the main four horsemen. So Woody Harrelson plays a guy that is able to manipulate the thought process. He he dissects people. Like it's just crazy. And then who do you have else? It's like James Franco's his younger brother. He has this amazing fight scene. Like, so Sean was talking about it before, but him and Mark Ruffalo go at it at one point, and they go at it.
I mean, you ready to see some card flying and maybe not no drop kicks, but
there was a Dragon Ball Z moment. There was fireballs, but to say all that. I definitely, for me, I thought the acting was on par. And Morgan Freeman, he played such a good dynamic. You didn't know to root for his character or to, like, stay away from his character. But regardless, he was one step ahead of everything. He knew what was really going on with these four horsemen. But it's such a more vivid role. You need to pay attention to everybody's character, because as soon as you think you have somebody, you don't. And that's the whole part of the movie. I mean, now you see me, now you don't. So, but you got anything else to add about the acting?
Another thing that I want to add to the acting. Man, if you ever saw a movie that they throw a little comedy here, a little comedy there, it was actually, it was sarcastic all through. And I mean, that's the type of stuff that you would like. And, you know, I like the cockiness of the way the four horsemen actually portrayed themselves to be.
Dude, the interrogation.
Like, man, the interrogation part will have you in tears. Because, I mean, if you really like people cockiness in movies, this will be a scene for you. You know, you want to look out for that. Also, like, they have little funny scenes throughout the movie. But, I mean, it's not fall out your chair laughing or anything like that, but they provide enough giggles for you to be interested with the movie and keep that motivation to keep on watching.
Yeah, they definitely don't overact. Like they keep it really natural, but you see that these people have certain gifts that you've never really seen. These tricks that they've performed, they make it believable through their performance when they're supposedly acting on stage. Like, they just play it so well. So, for me, the acting, I think I definitely have to give that a 4 out of 5, because it's not necessarily, like, a vividly dramatic movie, but they keep it so on par that, like, I'm invested with every single character that's up there. So, what did you give the acting level?
I'm going to go about 0.5 higher than what you just did. I'm going to do a 4.5. They don't quite deserve a 5 because it's, you kind of get their character, and the character itself, you're not really captivated in what they were portrayed to be anyway.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they do keep you interested. So, I mean, it's not like I'm downgrading anything.
No.
I'm actually putting it close enough to a 5 because they actually used and portrayed their acting abilities within the role that they were playing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they did a really good job. And it's not a knockoff, but, just the 0.5, I guess, that they're missing for me is, that their characters were actually predictable.
Yeah, so to a degree. Now, there is one character, no, two, no, three, dang. 3 characters I can say were very unpredictable. One was an agent that was from International, and she played a really good role. Mark Ruffalo's character and Morgan Freeman's character, they are very unpredictable. Pay attention to all 3 of them. I'm not going to explain why.
Not try to figure out what they're trying to do. Please don't. I'm just being completely honest.